let's get it going. We're going to start with Exotica's juice.
It's called Exotica?
Exotica's. I have to make sure I say it right. Exotica's juice bar.
Okay.
And he is not too far from here. He's in Little Haiti. And he's from Saint Martin or Saint Martin.
Saint Martin. Someone said a drink champ. We're doing healthy.
Exactly. Drink champs. So this right here, I made sure that I asked what you like. Okay. And this is pineapple, cucumber, and lemon. I know you said watermelon, but I also was told that you like them all.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off by drinking ginger shots. LaShawnna Stanley, thank you so much for coming and saying yes. Welcome to Higher Frequency.
Let's get in higher frequency.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
Ooh, that's real ginger. I can't do the whole shot.
Woo. I made sure he didn't put cayenne pepper. He usually puts cayenne.
Cayenne's good for you. It can stop you from having a heart attack.
So the whole point of it is to enhance the body, enhance the mind while we're getting deep into, you see how my mouth is watering. Oh, let me see. This is real time. All right, so you see how it's important to.
You don't start up and say welcome.
I am.
Okay.
But it's also in real time. So welcome to Higher Frequency.
So
LaShawnna, we are live.
Oh, we are live. Let's get into it.
I just want to first thank you because this is a very beautiful moment for me because 2018, I decided that I wanted to do a podcast and I had I kind of wasn't in my bag at that time. So I had this dream. And so I'm so inspired by you. I'm so inspired by everything that you do. I've been seeing you since I was young, and I just wanted to reach out to you and ask you if I can interview you. And you said yes back then. And, you know, the videos were a little crazy. Everything was it didn't work out. But here we are, 8 years later. You said yes again. So I want to say thank you so much for pulling up. You could have said yes to anybody. It could have been anybody because you are Queen LaShawnna Stanley. Okay?
Queen
and let me tell you, people were calling you Queen before it was a thing of calling people Queen.
Right. They were. And they were calling me boss lady out the blue. Like, it's just crazy, yeah.
And you represent Queen in all the ways possible. I think when you become that title, also the Empress title, because I always say if someone says Empress, it's like beyond Queen energy. Mm-hmm. It's like you are the Empress and you hold the crown to many queens that come around you. And you know how to hold your head up, your chest up, Queen, and represent the beauty out of all the beauties around you. You do it with humility. You do it with grace. And you do it with so much power. And so I've always been impressed by you. I've actually looked at you and said, you know what? These are some of the qualities that I want to carry in my life.
That is so sweet. Thank you. I don't even know how to receive that. Thank you. That was very touching.
I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one that think like this, you know? And I'm sure that you hear it. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes, you know? My love.
Well, you know, they say the highest act of God is to inspire. So I do what I do. I do like to inspire people. And it was a time when I was weak and powerless, or I felt weak and powerless younger, right? And I always wished I had somebody that would come and save me or give me a jewel or a lesson or some advice or something. So it's like I try to be what I wish I had when I was younger. So inspiration is a big part of my journey and my purpose.
So when did you find that out? When did you find your purpose?
I don't know if it's not like you just find it. It's gradual. Like always as a little girl, I was always the leader and trying to encourage the other kids in the neighborhood. Let's start this business. Let's do this talent show. Let's sell these candy bars. Let's start a babysitting club. I always had that in me. But you know, when you go through a lot of adversity as a kid, you don't feel like you're powerful. You don't realize it. You know, you crying, God, why me? Why did I have to grow up poor? And why did this happen to my family and stuff like that? You don't realize at that time that you do have the power in you, you know? And I just always was always in the mode of just trying to be what I wish I had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I see you with so much power that I can't even imagine you not thinking you don't have power. I can't even imagine it.
I was in a relationship. I was engaged straight in middle school, right? I mean, out of high school, and and I remember not leaving that relationship because I didn't know how I was going to get to work. We shared a car, and I was not happy. You know, you went somebody young for years, and it wasn't going right. And I remember, oh, I can't leave. How am I going to get to work? You know, and that is so different than who I am now. It's crazy. But, you know, we have our moments growing up. You don't realize. I was strong enough to leave, and I did leave, you know, even though I was still in love with the person. I was young and, you know, probably groomed by him at a young age. But, yeah, I remember being weak and just, yeah.
So you saying that just hit a heartstring in my, like, just hit me, because I remember being in those positions too, where I'm so, I feel like I have attachment issues. I feel like even now I have attachment issues.
Do you have daddy issues?
I do have
Was
daddy
your dad?
issues. Yep, because my dad wasn't around. And so I realized that I look to probably the person I'm with to be not only my man, but like a father figure. I've noticed that within my evolution of relationships.
So let me explain to you. Me, I have daddy issues too, right? They're gone now, but I had daddy issues. And when you don't have your dad around, you do look for that in a mate. And you also, but what it does is, at the time we think it's a weakness, but it makes you more powerful because you're able to stand up on your own and protect yourself and provide for yourself. It brings that out of us. Even at the time, it doesn't feel good, but that's where we get power, to be an entrepreneur, to start new things, because you have to, you know. So everything happens for a purpose, and I do believe that we create our situations and our soul journey before we come here. So we will be born into a situation where the Father isn't prevalent, to build our strength and our power, to stand on our own. Because sometimes you think about it, people that have everything handed to them and have everything right, they are sometimes weak or break at the first time they don't have money or something goes wrong, they don't know what to do. But when you've been poor and you had to stand on your own, you had to work jobs and you had to figure out what to do when the lights was off and the heat was off, you figure it out. It teaches you to figure it out and stand in your power and realize your power. So we have to look back at the dad not being there as how we got our strength. And then if you get to know your dad when you're older, sometimes you realize, whoa, not being around that was a blessing. Because maybe you may have turned out a different kind of way, or you may have escaped some things that weren't too healthy emotionally, you know? So I think if we just change our perspective of how we look at things, then we're not a victim. We use it, you know, you use it to flip the negative into something positive.
Oh my gosh, LaShawnna, I'm listening to you speak and I feel so like a child almost listening to you. Like if you look at my other podcasts, I'm like, hey, da-da. But right now I just feel so vulnerable.
Feel like classes in session.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because I was reading your bio, and you know, you said that you snatch people's power back. You're a life coach. And I was like, when I was reading it, I was like, I didn't know that you did that. And just this very moment, I feel emotional right now with just
the
listening.
LaShawnna effect. They call it, a lot of people call it the LaShawnna effect. It's when I affect you in a way that helps you realize your power or wake something up in you. And I have a lot of testimonies, if you've been to my site, of people giving testimonies about the LaShawnna effect.
Whoa, so, deep.
Yeah.
Deep. My heart, I feel it. And I've never felt like this before. You hear how timid and calm I'm speaking, family? For real, because I'm listening to you and I'm like, whoa, that's it. That's it right there. And, you know, because I look up to you, I think I also feel very like, you know, vulnerable and soft, you know, because I'm looking at you and I'm like, wow, this is LaShawnna. Family, this is LaShawnna Stanley right here. Because Miami is where I grew up. And, you know, I've been around a lot of beautiful people, been around the scene. It never was I always felt like it never was my calling. Let's talk about it, because you own Ethnicity Models, and Ethnicity Models is something big, was big back then, is big now, because you're still a grand energy and a grand person in 2026. And so Ethnicity Models was, we all looked up to Ethnicity Models. Like, we wanted to be that girl, and the girls that got to be that girl was like the it girls, you know what I mean? And so I have friends like Marsha. I gotta call her out, because Marsha, Libra, like me, amazing friend. And there was a few girls that really got to witness not only you as a friend, but you as a boss lady, you as a queen, of course, and you as, you know, a mentor in being beautiful, but being confident on the inside. You carry that so much, so much. So talk about Ethnicity Models, because you being so beautiful and being able to tap into other beauties without envy, without, you know, looking at other women and thinking, because these days people think, you know, we can all be beautiful together.
Yeah,
right?
I think of it as competition. But
Yeah.
when you're, one of the biggest things that is intimidating about me to others is I'm confident. So when I walk in a room, sometimes I'm so confident it makes other people uncomfortable.
Deep.
So it's hard to look at people as competition when you just know who you are and you stand in who you are, and you realize we're all beautiful in different ways. And maybe you're not beautiful to everybody. It's not everybody that thinks I'm beautiful. It's somebody out there that probably think I'm not attractive at all, you know. But if you know who you are, like, compliments don't really move me, because if you let compliments move you, then insults can move you. So if I know who I am, you can say, oh, you look good. But if I'm feeling a little chubby or I'm feeling a little off, I'm going by how I feel, not by what you say. So if you feel like, oh, you don't look cute and I feel cute, I still feel cute. I just own who I am, and don't let the outside world predict how I feel about myself or what I think about myself.
Wow.
So it's hard to be in a competitive mode. And I try to create an environment with Ethnicity Models. It was all beautiful women. And I wanted to create a family environment, because the one thing I know about beautiful women, sometimes they have a lot of people hating on them, or they don't feel like they fit in. People assume you got guys knocking down your door and you don't have a date on Friday night, or, you know, you have friends that are jealous. So I always wanted to create an environment where it felt like family, or you may meet your best friend, or it's a connection. We don't do all that cattiness and jealousy and fighting. You can't be in the dynamic that I created, Ethnicity Models, if you bring in that kind of energy. So it's always, a lot of people have found their best friends or family to this day. One of our models from 26 years ago moved away to Dubai, got married. She came by today, saw the kid and stuff like that. So we really have always operated as a family. Even people that work behind the scenes, if you're not a model, if you work with us, it's always been a family dynamic. And I think I kind of built that from just kind of having a dysfunctional real family dynamic, which most of us do, you know. So you create your own dynamic. I moved to Miami, didn't know anybody here, didn't have any family here. So the people that I brought into my world, I created the world that I wanted, instead of, you know, you born into a dynamic, you don't want to be there, you kind of have to be there. You didn't choose that family. Well, as far as we know, but, you know, on a higher, don't let me get deep that we did choose the family. We did choose the family, but in our mind, our conscious mind, we don't realize that. So when you get a chance to recreate your life and your family, you can make it what you want. And most of the people around me, if you met anybody that works with me at all, we all have the same type of energy, down to earth, caring, giving. You know, we're all givers and compassionate and stuff like that. So I just happen to, you know, work on myself and heal a lot of things in myself. And now that's my energy, how it vibrates, and I attract those type of people into my tribe. Yeah.
You described it perfectly, because that's exactly, you're right. I do see a lot of them friends. Like, you know, I'll see some of the girls online and they're friends, they're hanging out, some of them have children now, and their children are hanging out and stuff like that. So I think that's magical. And so I love when you talked about don't get into it, because I know that you're into it. And I think a part of you saying yes to my podcast was the title, Higher Frequency.
Yes.
And, you know, back then it was called Higher Frequency. Now I added the reasoning to it. And the reasoning, we're just like, you know, speaking, and we're tapping into how the conversation's flowing, right? That's what reasoning means, right? So you said you tapped into this higher energy, this higher vibration. And how were you able to, in the midst of low vibrational frequencies, right? In the industry.
Well, I'll say this. I've always been in the church, grew up in the church, right? So I feel like church and the Christianity and the Bible is a necessary foundation, but it's not the end all to be all, right? It's to just establish who you are, your morals. You got to be scared of something so you don't do everything, the little fear factor, and knowing that there's a God and these parables and these stories. Now, you do have to elevate and realize that is all those stories aren't true. A lot of stuff in the Bible is man written. So the more you study and read and just work on yourself, I feel like the closer that you try to get to God, the more your mind will open that it's the religion is the necessary foundation, but it's not the end all to be all. And the reason why a lot of these, what is Generation X or what are these kids called now?
I think it's Generation X now.
Gen Z.
No,
Gen Z.
yeah.
The reason why they don't have fear and they cussing out their parents and they can kill the whole house and they sleep, they don't have that foundation that we had of religion and fear and being forced to go to church, because growing up, we were scared to do certain things because we didn't want to get beat, or two, go to hell. You know, it's a lot of things to save people. Even people that think about killing themselves. I have friends that thought about killing themselves growing up, but then that Bible was like, if you kill yourself, that's the only sin you can't be forgiven for, so they didn't do it. So a lot of that stuff is necessary, because now these kids are killing themselves based off of somebody don't like me at school.
Killing their parents, like all of the
It's 7 billion people in the world. You care about somebody not liking you. We grew up. Somebody don't like you, you go hang out with somebody else, you know? So I feel like that church and that Bible was a necessary foundation, but you have to evolve past it and understand that we are God. God is in us. He put the energy in us, and everything is on autopilot, and it's laws in the universe that make everything operate. It's not a man on a throne sitting here throwing out blessings and throwing out tests and throwing out punishments. It doesn't work like that. So I think just a lot of studying beyond the Bible. The first book I went outside the Bible was T.D. Jakes, and it was about women and healing, and then it just makes you want to dig down the rabbit hole a little deeper, and you start reading other books that aren't necessarily the Bible, but it's talking about, just quantum physics and just different religions. I've studied the Jehovah's Witness Bible. I've studied the Muslim, the Quran. I've studied just Egyptology. Just study everything, and you know the truth by how it feels. So if you're studying something and you're reading and it don't feel like the truth, then that's not your truth, you know? So it's bits and pieces from each religion that felt like it was truth. And, out of all the religions, it's a common thing in all of them that it's a higher power, and the higher power is within us. They just don't teach us that because they want you to depend on something outside yourself. Once you realize you are the power, everything that happened to you, you attract it. Even if it's a car accident, if you stub your toe, it's something emotional that you have going on that caused that to happen. Once you realize it, like you're the source of the problem, you can be the source of the wealth, you can be the source of everything. Once you tap into that, now you're powerful because you didn't tap into your God energy. So, and now you vibrating high. You got to stay in that frequency, So.
Oh my gosh, you just flow. You don't even stutter. Listen, at least LaShawnna Stanley is teaching us this, because this is the time that we need to hear it from a goddess again, within and without. You know what I mean? Like, meaning like how you are, how you represent yourself in the physical, but how you truly represent in the inner being of you. And so for you to be able to teach that to others that need it is a very powerful thing. You are chosen. You are chosen for that, because as you're speaking, I'm still asking that question. When did you get like this? When did this happen? It doesn't happen. Right.
And if you journal and you look back in your journals, like it's journaling that I did, and I didn't know I was conscious at that time. And I'm like, oh, I wrote this. Like I've been on that.
That's how it happened.
Yeah. But it's gradual. It never stops. You never evolve completely. True. Because I still have times where I doubt, or I get fearful, or I'm thinking about that something outside of me is controlling things, but I do try to stay conscious that I am the purpose. I am if something goes wrong, I'm thinking, okay, how am I vibrating? What am I doing to cause this? What am I doing to attract this negative person? I really you have to hold yourself accountable and self-evaluate. And a lot of people can't do that. You know, because we do a lot of lying to ourselves about ourselves to feel better or to survive or to, you know. So once you realize you're the source of everything, if you come tell me a story about what your friend did to you, I want to know what did you do to attract that? You know,
Wow,
if you keep
LaShawnna.
attracting men that lie to you, what are you lying to yourself about? You know, all that stuff. You got to look at yourself. Once you master self, baby, that's what they call it. What they call it of self mastery. Once you master yourself, everything else is whatever you want it to be.
That's why you are the way you are. That's why the light is so bright when you come around. That's why your confidence is so almost like if someone doesn't know themselves, if they have some kind of insecurities, they can't stand next to you. I can see that now because you exude so much awareness of self, and knowledge of self is the ultimate power.
Knowledge of self is knowledge of God. We are gods. Even the Bible. I don't believe in everything the Bible said, but the Bible says ye are gods. We all are made in his image. We all have that power. And once you realize that, that is the magic right there.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to church trying to join ministries and pay tithes and do all these things to get to that higher thing.
Same.
And then, you know, you had to study to realize it's like the Wizard of Oz. I'm from Kansas. And Dorothy trying to go to the wizard to find out, to get the magic potion, the power. And you get to the wizard and find out the wizard is fake, that you are the power.
Whoa.
It's the same thing.
Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps. Whoa. Whoa. So do you teach this often? Like it seems like it's a daily thing in your life, like that you just speak this.
If you're around me,
Yeah.
you're just naturally gonna get mentored
Yeah.
too. It's just who I am, who I've always been. I've always
feel
been
that.
a teacher, but I get busy. I don't have time to personally mentor. I don't life coach as much because sometimes, you know, people don't want it. They want to come to you as a victim and they want you to rub their back and tell you why the other person is, oh, I feel bad for you. I don't have that type of empathy for people because I understand that you're doing it to yourself. And if you want help from me, you're going to have to let me help you realize it's you creating the illness, the poorness, the men dogging you, the whatever it is, the loss of the job, you creating all that. So you got to be willing to strip all these things that we try to cover up and hide in all the victimization to understand that it's you and you're powerful and you can change and fix all of this. So sometimes everybody not ready for that or can't accept it. So sometimes I just don't feel like life coaching. But if you're around me, anybody that is around me, any of my staff or people that work with me, they automatically get jewels and lessons because I can't help it. I can't turn it off.
Yeah. That's your purpose.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit because it kind of flows together. It just makes sense that when you started Ethnicity Models, you started it for, you know, just to highlight the Black and brown mostly, right?
I used to want to model, and I was told I was too short and not skinny enough. So I wanted to create a lane for my boutique and my clothes. There were people that look like how I wanted them to look, that represent us, to be seen. And that turned into a bigger purpose of, you know, creating a modeling agency in Miami that highlighted more of us because you didn't see us.
You brought out. I didn't know you yet. I didn't know who you were yet, but I knew Ethnicity Models, right? And it was just the most exotic looking, the most unique looking, beautiful people. And so I always, before I knew who you were, I always wondered who was doing the choosing. Because like the choosing had to be with that kind of eye because it was just so exotic. Like, yes, that person, beautiful, beautiful. Like where did you find her? Where did you find him? You know, so it makes sense, you know, and regardless if you knew back then what your purpose was, it flows into what it is right now because back then you needed to empower us.
Yes. If you see yourself as beautiful.
Yes.
It starts there. And we wasn't seeing us on TV. Before Ethnicity Models, there was no such term as the urban model. I pioneered that whole movement from video girls to the urban model because now you're not just a video girl. You're doing campaigns with Baby Fat, Echo, Aniche. You're on the Cream of Nature hair campaign. You know, you're on a Wendy's commercial or whatever the case. And I think a lot of companies wanted to use the same formula hip hop was using to sell. the beauty, the music videos and everything helps sell hip hop or the music, right? So companies wanted to do that. So I'm like, okay, that's why I babysat my brand Ethnicity Models very carefully so it wouldn't be looked at as a hoish or a booty shaking type of deal. And I always recruited girls that could be a sexy vixen, but you also can switch it up and be on a commercial. So that's how they were able to transition over to urban models. You didn't see, sometime I walk through Target and I see a big chunky girl with a gap in her teeth and an afro on a campaign. I said, I did that. They was not looking at us as beautiful before hip hop was at its height and everything transitioned over. And my motto when I started a company, it was upsetting the industry, creating new beauty standards. Because the beauty standard before had always been, could pass for mixed, curly hair, thin. It was nobody that looked like us in our different variations of shades and sizes and hair and tone. That they were not highlighting that. That wasn't considered beauty.
Right. Or they were maybe afraid of the beauty standards, because it reminded me of the story of the Venus Hottentot, that story. It reminded me while you were speaking, I was like, because back then they saw her as beauty, but they made fun of her because of her voluptuousness and all the things about her. I actually wrote about her in my thesis, and it just, I thought of that while you were saying that, because they know that, this is beauty. They know that this is maximum beauty, and so they try to take it.
They highlight the opposite to trick you.
Exactly.
Just like they used to say, "Oh, you look at big butt, she's fat." Now everybody want to go get a fake butt. Oh, you got big lips, you like a monkey. Now everybody want to go get big lips.
True.
Like it's just all a Jedi mind trick, and it just had to come full circle.
You came full circle and you're still flowing. No, it's infinite. It's not even full circle with you. It's infinite because it keeps going. You keep recreating. You keep rebranding. Yeah. You look the same.
Everybody says that. We was talking about that today. The models were like 20 years old when they started with me. And now they like 40, 42. They be like, but how do you look the same? They like, are you a vampire? Like, no, I'm not a vampire. I don't know. Genetics.
Genetics,
tapping into the higher frequency will make you look younger.
Exactly. But knowing your inner beauty makes you look younger too, because they see the light. They see the light more than anything. They think they're seeing what they're seeing in their two eyes, but it really is the insight that they're really seeing. And some people might not think that. They just might see you and just think they see this beautiful woman. They're seeing the beauty. Nevertheless, it's deeper than that. They're seeing that.
And some people have the eye to see beyond what's on the surface. So they see something
exactly.
Some people see auras and stuff. Yeah.
But you carry a queen purple aura, crown chakra aura. Are you aware of that?
I'm very aware.
Okay, I know you are. I know you are.
I wore purple on purpose. But purple's one of my favorite colors. But I'm very aware of my God self. And I've had spiritual teachers. One of my spiritual teachers happened to be a homeless lady that I met on the beach, and she was very tuned in. And I knew she was tuned in because she's like, I went to the ocean to have a reading with her, and the first thing she saw was my grandmother, which was one of my spirit guides. Now, my grandmother has a name that nobody in the world has. Her name is Omi. And the first thing she said, "Who is Omi? She's here." So I knew she was legit, you know. So I consulted her in a lot of spiritual things, and she would always tell me I'm a high priestess in the spiritual realm, so nobody can touch me. Like when you worried about somebody putting something on you, in Miami, or trying to harm you, say they can't touch you because you're a high priestess. And I'm glad she told me that, because then it made me lean into that and study more about that and understand that I'm powerful and in the spiritual realm. I'm still human. I still have my flaws. I can be mean. As nice as I am, I can be as mean. I can be as brave as I am. I can be fearful. So I still, struggle through those human emotions and doubts and fears and stuff. Yeah.
So was there anything that you turned down because of morals in the industry?
Oh yeah, they try to get me to be an escort service for years. I would never do it. My soul wouldn't let me, because I looked at all these girls looking up to me to protect them. So they used to offer me money, or they would offer me money to pay me, but can we get the girls for free? And, we'll pay you. No, I don't do that to people. Okay.
So, well, I just thought of it right now. Has anybody wanted to book you instead of your girls?
I just did a movie. They used to always want to book me up, but I'm like behind the camera. I'm very confident, but I'm very, me, I walk in, my energy speaks for itself. I'm never one to get in front of the camera like, oh, look at me. That's just not me. My energy is just going to speak for itself, and I walk in the room. So I always turned it down. So this year I said, I'm going to try something different. The director basically, he allowed me to be myself in the movie. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. It's no big deal, So I went ahead and did that little scene, and it was fun. I'm like, I might do more. It was fun being in front of the camera.
That's good, because I've always wondered that about you. Like, I would see some of your photos, and I would just be like, they gotta sometimes say to her they want her.
Yeah, they do. And I'm like, no. No. And I'm not going to be one of those agents. It's agents that are try to be the model, the talent, and then you call to book the model, and they trying to push themselves. Well, can you get me on and all that? I'm never going to be that person. I'm trying to get the girls booked. I'm trying to get the girls to believe in themselves. Trying to get the girls to understand you can be your own boss. When I got to Miami, it was no entrepreneurs. It was nobody like me in Miami.
No.
So a lot of the girls that work for me that started business, I made them real. They felt like they had to get next to a rapper or an athlete to live the life that they wanted. And seeing me from Kansas start Ethnicity Models made them understand, well, maybe I can be a photographer, or maybe I can start an agency, or maybe I can open up a hair salon. It woke up it snatched a lot of people's power back to realize you don't have to, they're not your source. You're vibrating the same frequency to be around them, but that's not the goal. The goal is to do you, and you can become an entrepreneur as well. It was none here. So ethnicity made a huge big impact, not just on, creating the urban model, but it created a lot of women entrepreneurs. I was on women's empowerment before it became a thing. I was on ethnic diversity before it became a thing. It's like I'm always been ahead of my time. The stuff that Rihanna and the Kardashians and all them, they talk about. I was on that in 99, 2000. It's 2026, and people or when was that? Like during COVID, when they wanted to go with the whole, the book more people, the diversity. I'm like, saying it for 25 years,
But not only have you been saying it for 25 years, you successfully made that happen.
Yeah.
I was in high school looking at ethnicity models.
This is before it was Instagram or MySpace or anything. My website was the only place you could go see ethnic girls online. And girls like you used to always say, I would come home from high school and look at your website every day and pick out the girls. I remember your website.
Oh my God, you just triggered a memory. You would scroll.
Yeah, and you see all the girls and they have the ethnicity under their name, the ethnicity. But that website used to get so many hits because it was the only place that you could go and see models or girls that, look like you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are there any success stories from these models? Like, has anybody, I'm sure you have more than one.
It's a lot. I don't know if you know Robin V. She's a photographer. She's a celebrity photographer. She told me I inspired her to think, oh, well, maybe I can do something. Lisa Milan, she's on Housewives of Dubai. She has clothing lines and businesses. Wow. She's moved to Dubai. It's a lot of success stories. Natasha Ellie, she's still acting on shows on Lifetime and Netflix and Hulu, and she's in Georgia and married now. It's just a lot of people have moved on and created businesses and became successful. And maybe not even in the industry, but just, moving on in life and having great careers and buying homes and getting married and having kids. It's always been more to the models than just the beauty, and I used to always try to highlight that. When we would do interviews in some of the magazines, I want them to, Kia was in the military and she went to Iraq and fought in the war. I would always get them to understand, like, these are real people. It's not just video vixens or pretty girls. Like, these are real stories, So, wow. Yeah, they're a lot of the girls are doing well.
I love that you highlighted even the fact that they got married, had children. Like, that is a success story in your eyes too, because you showed the respect. You showed how they can be respectful to themselves, and that's amazing. Is there anyone that that you could pinpoint that just touched your heart a little bit more? That you have that story that is like, wow, this not only because you inspired them, they inspired you from your inspiration.
One of my interns, Erica Appleby, I don't know if you know her. She's doing she's getting a lot of press right now. She started a sewing academy, and she's traveling around doing a sewing class, and they're doing a lot of stories on her. But she was my intern from Dash High School over in the design district.
Oh, I know Dash.
But she interned with me 15. She was 15. She went off to New York, went to FIT fashion school. You know, she came back. She started working with me again. But she started the brand Alloy. What is it? Yeah, Aloe. The workout clothes that everybody is the new thing now.
Yeah.
She was one of the people they hired to help get the brand going in Miami. And now, you know, she's not working there anymore, but she started her brand where she has a studio and she's teaching people to come in and learn how to sew and taking it on tour and just, you know, making gowns for Soledad O'Brien. She's like just really doing it big, and it's just so crazy. She was about 15-year-old little insecure little intern, and she's just doing it big. And it's just crazy to watch. A lot of, you know, it's crazy because sometimes I feel like I don't know if I'll be time lapsing, time jumping, quantum leaping, but I see people. I'm sure Erica's probably about to be 40. She's 15. I feel like I'm the same LaShawnna when she was 15, and now she about to be 40 with everybody. It's like I kind of stand still and watch everything around me evolve and grow, and I feel the same as 30 years ago.
I believe you because I see you like that. I remember seeing you then, and I see you now. You're just the same, beautiful, strong. You were strong, beautiful back then. So any type of wisdom that you acquired from then till now, all it did, it was just, you know, magnify your light because you were already such a light back then. I looked up to you. That's why I'm speaking. I'm looking at you like I'm such a fan. That's why I'm speaking like this. I'm like, I feel so shy right now because I'm like, you just really, really inspired me. You know, I became an entrepreneur. That's why you were the first person I called when I did my podcast.
Oh, I think you told me
you were the
that.
very first person I called, you know, because it was like, who should I call that I know that inspired me? And, you know, you don't know me that well, but, you know, I'm sure you've seen some of the things that I've been doing throughout the years through IG and stuff like that. But I just think that it's just amazing that you say yes to, you know, I'm not saying I'm a little person, but I'm just saying.
Anybody I see trying to do something, I'm going to help.
I noticed. I noticed that you
If I can help and it's not stressing me out, I will help anybody trying to do something.
And you got queens around you.
Yes. Yes, I got a strong support system that I have people around me that I have mentored. And when I'm weak, they can feed back to me what I told them. And that is a powerful thing to have around you. Because you do get weak and I'm not going to say you forget, but we're just humans. So you go through the motions and they will, hey, you are that. You remember you told me this, and you can, you know, or just send you quotes and just remind you and make you and snap you out of it. You need that. Like, what's the purpose of having people around you if you don't inspire them to be your inspiration at some point?
Wow, because you know what? You reminded me, because that's the question I wanted to ask you. Like, how is your life? All of the things that you have done for people, do you reflect that? I mean, I see that you reflect it, but on the internal, you know?
Internally, I have built so many women up. They feed back to me and they support me. Like, if I never made another dollar or did another interview or did another TV show, I have real people around me who I have affected their lives, and they are down for me, and they remind me, and they, you know, they'll snap me out of it real quick. Because, you know, you have moments. You go through things and you have your moments.
Yeah. I believe you, because another thing I thought of you too is that I feel like you're one of those people, you know, the saying when they say, you know, when I'm in the room or when I'm not in the room, people are speaking, people can speak about you in positive light, in a positive light. I feel that about you. I feel like you don't have to be in the room.
Oh,
and
baby, my
people are gonna
cheerleaders,
rep
them
for
two
you.
over
People are
there,
gonna
honey. I don't have to be in the room. They're going to make me bigger than I come. I'm like, hold on, y'all hyped it up too much. But it's like, if they're there before me, when I get there, the whole room is clapping.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did y'all say to them?
Because your videos, the people around you, they're just so hype around you. You're always smiling. I mean, you just exude glory. You just exude it so much. I got to keep giving you all the props.
Thank you.
I know
Thank
you have to hear this all the time. I know it. I can tell. I can tell from the people around you. I can tell from your videos. I can tell from your posture. You know what I mean? I can tell from just the way you acknowledge your own being, your own ways. You see yourself in the mirror. You see all the things that you've gone through in your life that made you who you are. You speak about it so boldly, so proudly, and you are here now. Oh, Ronar. No, it's okay. This is real time. This is in real time.
So do you record this and put it out?
Yeah,
too,
okay? Yeah, it's in real time, but it's all good. I wanted to give you some gifts.
Okay.
Because you are deserving of some gifts.
I've been getting a lot of gifts lately. I'm open. I'm not turning down
gifts.
nothing.
I bet you get gifts all the time.
I say I'm not turning down nothing but my collar.
I love that. So first, I'm going to speak some of the gifts out. Exotica's Juice Bar, he is one of my sponsors. Whenever you're ready to get a smoothie, a juice, an acai bowl on me, I'm going to send you his information and you can go and get some,
I feel like I've had this. He's in Little Haiti.
He's in Little Haiti,
Is
beautiful, colorful place that he has it, colors. He has plants everywhere. Just, he's a one-man show. He's beautiful, which you should see him. You might want to book him.
But I might want to book him.
Yeah. He's beautiful. Okay. So, Exotica's Juice Bar on me whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I feel like you deserve a whole spa day.
I love a spa. I do a lot of self-care. I spoil myself.
Oh, yeah. No, I see it.
I do a lot of self-care.
Beautiful.
Yeah. One day I had to make a list of all the things that I do for myself, and it's a lot.
That's so amazing. See, you just snatched my power back. For real.
Oh, well, good. See,
because
sometimes it only take one session. Some people need more sessions, but.
Because I'm looking at you and I'm like, yeah, this is why I look up to you, because you're a reflection. You are a reflection, because there's a lot of things that I do for myself. There are a lot of things that I see myself as. I know that same. When I walk into a room, I know people can see my light, see my power. And so you just reminded me how important that is to know that, because sometimes I can, shrink myself a little bit just because I know my light is too bright. Sometimes I'll dress down just so I can get my girls to get all the, you know what I mean? I know you look at you.
Baby.
I know. I got to be better, because I know that, we got to shine our light, and the light keeps going. And sis, your light is so bright. And so, I feel like Aya Spa will be a perfect place for you to just go unwind and get a massage on me. Okay. I will, of course, send you all that information. I have some tangible gifts for you.
Okay.
So this right here, this is from Elemental Black Woman.
Oh, and I like that name.
Yeah, I knew you were going to like the name. So she made this just for you. So what I do is I send out, the Instagram, your Instagram, or, my guest Instagram to all my holistic companies. And she created that for you.
Oh, nice.
You can open it if you want, or,
So she goes and understands me through my Instagram?
Exactly.
Nice. Somebody did a painting for me like that, a spiritual painting. And she got all stuff that, I love tea. How she know I like tea? This is a cute little tea thing. A book, A Prayer's Journey.
The Prayer's Journey is an amazing book.
Okay. Nice. A lot of goodies in here. What is this?
Oh.
A joint? I don't smoke. I'm going to get this to my trusted advisor over here. And what is this? Sacred sipping ritual. Oh, okay. This is all spiritual. I love it. I love spiritual gifts, and I try to give spiritual gifts as well. Now, what is this, a candle?
I know. So when I told her about you, I told her that you're very much into higher frequency. You're very much into, that higher quantum physics. You've said quantum leap a few times, which I love that. And so I think it was easy to tap into you and give you some of those. And what else I have over here? So
we quantum leaped into this podcast.
We sure did, because
right?
you said yes 8 years ago, and then I was trying for 8 years to get this done. But now you see I got the abundance. Mm-hmm. I'm able now. And so we can tell that you love the color purple. Mm-hmm. Very obvious.
Red is my favorite color.
Well, red.
I do love the color
red
purple.
And purple.
Oh, nice.
And then also, this is a bundle. This is the Sage bundle with all the chakra colors, and I could break down the chakra colors to you.
That.
Yes.
I have those. I used to sell them.
Yes. So this right here, he did the same exact thing. He looked you up, and I felt like I brought my phone. Usually I don't bring my phone next to me, but I brought my phone because I wanted to read to you what he wrote. So he said, he created this for you, and he said, I chose amethyst and carnelian for the bracelet to complete the set. The amethyst continuing to provide the peace, clarity, and connection to the divine royal energy. This is what he read from.
And look.
Yeah, perfect.
I went back, I was dressed, and I said, I need a ring. And I went back and got this ring, and then he gives me this.
When I saw what you were wearing, I was like, this is going to go perfect.
This is nice.
Perfect.
Yes.
So he said, which provides... So let me go back. Okay, continuing to provide the peace, clarity, and connection to the divine royal energy, because that's what he saw from you. In addition to the carnelian, which provides balance, healing, sexual confidence, and generate ideas from our sacral chakra.
That part again.
The carnelian, which is the red one, which provides balance, healing, sexual confidence, and generates ideas from our sacral chakra, which is the womb, which is our sacred space, creativity.
I had to work on that sacral chakra a lot.
Wow.
Because I got a chakra picture one time. It was almost invisible. It was so unbalanced, and it was light pink. It wasn't even red. No, that's the root chakra. Sorry, I had to work on
the root and sacral kind of blends in together, because the root is red, the sacral is orange. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. I love that you know this.
I know all this. Girl, I go so deep.
I heard that you know
think
this.
I'm crazy. We can go deep now. We'll put you on another planet, but we're going to say that for another time.
You said that 8 years ago, so you've been on this.
Yeah.
You've been on this. So since it's where we give birth to ideas and new life, the sacred space, it felt fitting, as I can sense she has a powerful sacral chakra to create, as the receipts and fruits of her labor is evident on her IG.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
So I wanted to read that to you because...
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt
that's so nice.
You know...
This is so cute. I like it.
Oh, I love that you put it on already. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was in the bag though. But yes, you can pass it along to your assistants. So, do what you fear.
Is that simply just?
I
have a piece of hers, and I have a bag. It says "Do what you love."
Yes,
yeah, I have that bag from her.
And so the "Do what you fear." So she's been running with the "Do what you love" for a long time. I support her in everything she was doing. One time I went to an event and she had the little mini "Do what you fear," and I'm like, Jess, that's what you need to run with. The "Do what you fear," and she's running with it, and
and I bet it's doing well.
It's doing very well for her. And so she brought this for you so you can hang. Do what you fear. It means so many things. When you think
so many things. It means
of do what you fear, what is it?
Move to Miami even if you don't know anybody and know what you're gonna do there.
Yep.
It means start a modeling agency, and there's no demand for ethnic models, and start an ethnic modeling agency. It means a lot of things.
It does. It does.
It means leave Kansas. Follow the yellow brick road.
And so all the information is back here.
Oh, so nice.
You know her presentation is always on point.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I might hang that in my bathroom.
Here you go.
Yes, so you can look at it in the mirror every morning. This is very nice. You see this, Nia? Do what you fear.
Do what you fear.
I teach my goddaughters here with me, but I teach her, you have to conquer your fears. She used to be scared to swim. Now she can swim. She was scared to get in front of the camera. She did her first... she was scared, but she did it. She did her first commercial, and she's just getting out of her fears. She's 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to tap in with my daughter. She's 10.
Oh, okay.
So you guys could do it together.
Yeah.
So, also, I've been inviting you to my studio, my fitness studio for a
Yes.
while.
Yes.
I've been saying pull up because
But
I
it's too
see you.
far.
I know it's so
Yeah,
far.
Aventura now?
No, it's in Midtown. Well,
Midtown.
Edgewater.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So whenever you're ready, you got a few complimentary classes from me.
I
It's
gotta
like
be down
Pilates. Bring the crew.
So
Matter of
it's like
fact,
Pilates and but what?
so it's like Pilates, but it's not. It's called Legree.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a mixture of Pilates and CrossFit. So it has very similar qualities to Pilates, but it's still weight training. It's still an intense workout, but
Okay.
worth it.
I need to make a point to one day this week come. Because I do work out 3-4 times a week. So I need to make a point.
I know
like,
you
just
do.
know that I'm going to come down there.
I
Yeah.
see that you work out. That's why I was asking
Yeah.
you to come because I think that you would even if you come once a week,
Yeah.
put it in. And then, so I've never done this before, but I got this crown
Ah.
that has amethyst and a few other stones. The green one represents love.
Did Leah Donis make this?
No, but I ordered a few of these from an artist who creates these, and I just felt like I wanted to crown you because you're a queen. Can I crown you, or do you want to put it on
you
your?
can crown me.
I've never done this before, family, but we got to crown the queens. All right, so here you go.
Uh-oh, I'm officially a queen now. I've never been crowned.
You're officially an empress. Oh wow, let me see.
They call me the Oracle.
You are the oracle. Wow.
Ooh.
And I know you're gonna rock it. Wow, it fits you perfectly. Yes, yes. With the purple, when I saw what you were wearing, I was like, the crown is gonna be perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This is very nice. I'm proud of you for
Thank
pursuing
you.
your dream and sticking in there. 8 years later, you're back, bigger than ever.
Yes. And you said yes again. You didn't even hesitate. So I appreciate you, because you could have said no because it was so messy last time.
So I don't judge people for that. You were trying, you were doing something. I was happy to be there, share some knowledge. But I have an update for you since I talked to you last. I never was really concerned about love or men or anything like that. So I have manifested the most fantastic love story ever. And I don't even know where to start with that. That's a whole nother podcast. But I have manifested true love, old-fashioned values, courting you, dating you, seeing through everything and seeing your soul type of relationship.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
You
and I
look
actually
great.
manifested it. Maybe I'll come back one day and share how I manifested the dream situation. Relationship that I'm in.
You look happy. You look, I
Yeah.
mean, you always look like you had love. I was nervous to ask that question, so I'm happy you brought that up.
Why
Because
are you nervous to
I was
ask
like,
that
because
question?
people, they keep that to
I'm an
themselves.
open book.
But
Yeah.
I love that because that is so deserving. You deserve a king,
Yes, and I manifested a king because before I never worried about manifesting relationships, just business and personal thing. I never. And then one day I decided that I wanted to, and I did a lot of visualization, remembering the good things in relationships that stood out for me. And I would visualize and feel that energy when I wake up and when I go to sleep.
Wow.
I thought about the two guys in my life that gave me things, feelings that I wanted, and I would go back to those feelings and manifest that. And but at the time I was trying to manifest two guys. I'm like, I want two, one out of town, one here. You're two guys. One ain't gonna cut all the things I want. And then I end up manifesting the guy that had all the qualities. It won. So, and it was just magical, how we met. It's been 4 years and it's still like honeymoon phase, very thoughtful, considerate, romantic, old school, just so it's like the cherry on top.
Of course, he knows he's lucky.
He does, and that's the thing about it. He does. You see it, the sparkle in his eye when you see him.
Wow.
Every time you see me, you would be like, everybody, even strangers, like, he loves you. Like, yeah, so that's been
That's
good.
important, because of the royalty that you are. It has to match. It has to match because everybody could fall in love with you, So it has to be the right one
And
to
they
walk with you. And they do. They do.
And I'll never
That's
take
why
I never
said
take
it.
anybody serious either. So, but yeah, I
But it has
finally
to be
gave
the
in
right
to
one.
that.
Yeah.
So that's added onto my plate since the last time we talked.
I love that you brought that up too. Let the people know because
Because I feel like if people knew the story and even saw, we have a private page, I'll give you the page, and saw the photos, you could see through the photos. I think it would be very inspiring to women to not settle, to attract what you deserve. If I spoil myself, what do you think I need from a man? I need you to treat me how I treat myself. And for women to just stop compromising and stop always thinking about materialism and look at the goal of a person's heart, and attract love. And I'm not saying that you're not complete without love, but a lot of successful women get so focused on the things, and then you don't have companionship to share those things with,
Right.
So I think maybe that'll be a little later journey, but I figure I know that I can inspire a lot of people about love and attracting the right man. And they say it's no men out here and men are dogs and this and that. If you're attracting dogs, you got work to do on yourself.
Real.
It's men out here, 7 billion people in the world. So you can attract the right person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, everybody start manifesting because it can.
Ain't no start
happen.
manifesting. Get yourself right first.
Yep, there you go.
And then you're not looking
go.
for things in the person. You together, so you're gonna attract what you are.
Yes.
So.
I love you.
Would you marry you?
Whoa! I never thought of it like that. That is a great phrase to run with.
Yeah.
Would you marry
I said
you?
that years ago. Would you marry you? Honest question, not the fluff. Like, a lot of people. A lot of people say, "I love myself. Thinking you cute does not mean you love yourself.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself? Are you making self-honoring decisions about yourself? Do you even put the foods and things in your body that are gonna nurture your God self? I eat very healthy, and everybody teases me. If you're around LaShawnna, you're gonna end up eating healthy. You know why?
Good.
Because once I learned that God's energy vibrates within me, I'm more conscious about what I put in my body, because I don't want to disrespect temple where God dwells, and I'm over here feeding you garbage. So they laugh and tease, but guess what? When they around me, they end up taking ginger shots
Say it.
and not eating pork and all kind of other stuff. So, we could sit here and talk forever and go on and on. I don't even know how I got over there when I was talking about love, but
This is the reasoning. We're reasoning. But let me tell you, higher frequency is about those conversations.
Yeah.
So you tapped in as per usual of the royalty that you are. You tapped in on that universal language. And so valuing yourself is very important. And the fact that you know your value and how you eat. I say this too. So I'm happy there's somebody else on here saying the same thing.
But you do have to stay, we are humans. So I always say I'm 90-10. I probably eat healthy 90% of the time, but sometimes I get a Wendy's burger or a piece of cheesecake or some piece of cake or something like that. So it's not like you can't enjoy anything, but 90% of what you put in your body should be stuff that's going to nourish you,
True.
And it shows in your skin and your age. Y'all say, why do I still look young? And all my models are 50 years older, because I'm very conscious about what I put in my body.
I knew you were my reflection. I knew it. And thank goodness it's 90-10, family, because usually people say 80-20. But 90-10, 90-10, of course you say 90-10 because you are a whole unique light.
Yeah. 80 might be a little bit, 20 might be a little bit too much.
Love it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, LaShawnna. This was amazing. Thank you, family. Is there anything else that you want to bring up? Is there anything that's coming up? Because I
just finished a lot. I just finished Netflix show at Netflix movie with Will Packer and Kevin Hart. We did that earlier this year. And then I just left Key West, did Bad Monkey season 2 with Vince Vaughn, which is a show on Apple TV. We did national commercials that aired. Starbucks and Burger King aired during the Super Bowl, aired during the Oscars. I've been going around saying from 106 in Park to the Oscars. So the work I used to do was on 106 in Park. Now it's airing during the Oscars. So, just been doing a lot more film and television stuff, like on a higher frequency
Yes.
than the music videos. And it's just ironic that people would just ridicule us for doing music videos and, feeding into the sexuality that was behind it all, but it all had a purpose, and it led to a lot of amazing things that we are still doing 26 years later. So it's like you had to stand in the paint and get beat down and ridiculed and called video hoes and all this stuff, and I still stood in the paint and fought against that and try to change that. And now we still here 26 years later working with some of the biggest brands, the biggest brands that are out.
The biggest. I see it. Yeah. I see it. And you still have your head high, your crown strong. And so I appreciate you. I'm continuing to be inspired by you. Thank you. All these years, and I'm still inspired. I'm still smiling when you're posting and talking, and I'm seeing how all the love that you get is my favorite part.
Oh, yeah.
Is my favorite part.
My birthday is the favorite part. I feel all the love on my birthday.
I love that. Well deserved, queen. And so hold your head up higher and higher and higher. Stay strongest. I always say stay strong. Sometimes I say stay stronger, but you stay strongest because you're already strong and stronger. And so I appreciate you so much. And until next time, let's keep flowing. Invite me out. I want to go out where you're going.
Right. Where do I go? I'm the daytime friend. I don't really hang out at night. Okay. I brunch, I lounge, I go where there's beautiful ocean views while you eat. I'm not really a club party girl.
No, so, I see it. I see it.
Go to the beach and meditate, manifest.
Oh my gosh, you're an inspiration. I love you. Okay.
Thank you.
Until next time.
For all the gifts.
So much.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to inspire you.
Yes.
It's an honor to be an inspiration.
Oh, so I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, family. Until next time, higher frequency, the reasoning. And that's it.